you a check for $150. I don't even know if
Well, shall we?
but Dan doesn't here tomorrow. I'm gonna give it to you before I forget.
But anyway, I was like, okay, so, that's all. So I'm like, okay, you know, everybody's different, so it's funny.
Well, the time is now. It's not quite 11:59, it's 1:15 according to my time clock, but that's when we're getting started. So I want to welcome everybody. Thank you all for coming, and hopefully we'll have a couple of people that are joining us soon. But you are attending. The time is now 11:59 workshop, and we have our speakers, Joel D. Canfield and Jerry L. Kennedy, that will be talking to us about why now is the time to be excited about your business. You'll learn a lot. You'll be able to take away stuff that you're going to be able to use in your business immediately. So to introduce first, we have Joel D. Canfield to tell us about the time is now.
Jerry and I are excited. We just think this is a great time to be doing business. So that's just my piece on vanilla. I love vanilla, and I know the difference between fake vanilla and the real thing. And my goal is to be the real thing. My goal is to help other business people communicate like a human being. I didn't realize that this book was my theme song until I read it. Why Business People Speak Like Idiots is the name of the book. It is a fantastic book about why do we talk the way we do. We get into business mode, and all of a sudden, where one word would do, we have to use 11. In fact, all this gray text behind the title there, that's the title as a business person would have written. It's actually fairly humorous, but I won't waste your time with it. Why Business People Speak Like Idiots. My goal as a consultant and a trainer is to help business people realize that you build more trust when you just speak like a human being. And so he got a degree in psychology and spent 8 years talking to thousands of people. And this book is about how he learned that luck is not a force of the universe. Luck is a tool that we create by how we think and live.
That's not humility. Humility turns the tables. Now who's the most important person in the room? The customer, the prospect. The person on the other side of the table is the person that you want to satisfy. Right? It has to come from a standpoint of humility, though, because if you're not humble going into that situation, they're going to be able to tell that you're faking.
Things that we can do differently, and a huge, huge fear that every person has, and in business it's even more scary, is the fear of change. We start to change things, and change is scary. You run with it. Use the momentum to keep going, but don't keep going with the same thing, because more momentum on the same track just means you're going to crash faster. Start a new track, right here. Another curve, right here, boom. And now, you've started something new. It doesn't have to be fundamentally different, it just has to be not that same track. That's why new and improved. First of all, either it's new or it's the old thing improved. But new and improved, it's grammatically doesn't exist. Anyway, so now we've taken this momentum, this dip here of difficulty is shallower, and you end up firing up to an even higher spot.
Talk about hero selling and what that means for your business. But we didn't really talk about sales. So the question that comes up a lot is, okay, I understand the type of person I need to be in order to be successful, but how do I sell? How do I make a sale? How do I, when I'm in a situation where I'm behaving as a hero and I want the person on the other side of the table to buy my product because they have a real need for it, how do I make that sale? How do I close the deal? How do you make a sale, then, is the question. And the answer is the same way you make an orange. So I'm going to ask everyone in the room, how do you make an orange?
Can't make an orange.
Can't make an orange. Man, he just went straight to the heart of the matter. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And see, now there's usually a 5-minute pause before somebody, finally fesses up. So thanks, Jacqueline. But what can you do if you want oranges?
Plant a seed.
Plant a seed, right? So there's step number 1 in the process of making oranges.
then you write a book about your rejection slips. We're all in businesses that have this traditional giant industry that's broken. But there's still energy in the collapsing empire. As it spirals down to death, spiral up through the middle. Work closely to the dying industry that you're trying to build something new. Don't run away from it and be as far away as you can. As this industry is moving, and people in that industry, clients, vendors, employees, as they're realizing this is not going so well, you're spiraling up through there, working closely, being aware of what the industry is doing and talking to the people in it, and knowing what's going on and doing the opposite. As you spiral up, you suck energy out of the dying empire for what you're doing.
Dude, you know, doing what you need to do to keep your frame of mind absolutely on track is great. But then you have to go take action. Because the law of attraction, what's the last half of that word?
Action.
Action. So taking daily action is what's really going to lead to your lasting success. Okay? So, but now we're left with the question, okay, great, what action do I take? What do I need to do today to translate into the success that I want to have 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What are the steps that I need to take today in order to achieve my goals? Well, first thing you have to know is what your goal is, right? And last but certainly not least, how can I add value? How can I bring more to the table so that each client is worth more to my business? What can I do to really increase the value that I provide to the marketplace so that people will be happy to buy from me and they'll be happy to bring more business my way?
It's a gorgeous Friday afternoon. You could have been doing almost anything in the world, and you trusted us with your time, and we really appreciate it. We know that you did us a favor by being here and listening while we got up and did what we love, and we really genuinely appreciate you trusting us with our time. We like meeting people, we like talking to people, we like sharing what we know, so please hang around and visit a little bit afterwards, call, email. If you have any questions about any of our stuff, any of it, we both do coaching, we do speaking events like this that we put on, or we'll come and do speaking events for your business or other groups that you know. We want to get in front of people, we like talking to people, sharing what we know, and hearing what you love and what you do. So we appreciate you sharing your time with us, and we just want to thank you for coming out here this afternoon.
Thank you. Give yourself another hand.